coach Cal recently talked about where things stand with this year's team following their return from summer break. Cal admits it would be nice to have one more big man on the roster, but he's confident he can go small when necessary, as E.J. Montgomery, Nick Richards, and Nate Sestina are his only three options in the post. Other notes, Cal compares freshman Tyrese Maxey's scoring ability to that of ex-Cat Jamal Murray, and Johnny Juzang is a much better shooter than he thought. Calipari also revisited the subject of his most recent contract extension, saying, "I would think anybody who knows me, if you're talking to me, chances of leaving here are nil." Drew, I don't even want to get into that because it's a worn out topic. But going small, we're going to have to. We don't really have much of a choice. Do you think that's going to work out?
Yeah, and I'm very excited about it. I was one of the media members that got to meet with Cal a week ago, talk for over an hour. He just seems so excited and giddy and has that swagger, and he loved talking about this team.
It's like he's almost recharged.
I know. It was good to see. And then with the small ball, he seems confident that Keon Brooks and Chloe Whitney can play the four. He admitted he wished he had one more big man. He said there's not much room for error, but he thinks they're going to be a lot of fun playing that way.
And junior Nick Richards.
Junior Nick Richards. I mean, got to be the top pick in the NBA draft next year, my favorite player.
I mean, it depends on how the lottery shakes out, but top five for sure.
Of all the players, he probably talked about Richards the most that day, talking about how he has a new confidence, and they just got to keep him doing what he can do well and not try to do too much, because that's when he gets thrown off.
And he said he loved what EJ's been doing, too.
EJ.
So, yes, he did want another big man, we know, because he went out and recruited a bunch and just missed. But I think those two guys are going to be okay.
Yeah, and he's got some pep in his step going into this season, Coach Cal does.
I love it. All right, turning to politics, Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell has come to the defense of Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh following a new story about allegations of sexual misconduct. The Senate Majority Leader was responding to a weekend report by the New York Times that found more people who corroborated an alleged incident from college that came up during his confirmation hearings. The Times revised its article to note the alleged victim declined to be interviewed and that her friends say she doesn't remember the alleged incident. McConnell criticized Democrats who called for Kavanaugh to be booted off the court for lying under oath.
Even as the media was trying to backpedal, a number of the Democratic presidential candidates were hysterically calling for Justice Kavanaugh to be impeached.
After Kavanaugh's confirmation, McConnell called it the single most important thing I've been involved in my career. Drew, I don't know about that, but I will say this story is a little reaching, kind of, because the alleged victim doesn't even remember it happening. So
the New York Times reporting looks a little sloppy. They sent out a horrible tweet on Saturday that got deleted with the Kentucky connection here with Mitch McConnell. Not shocked he's standing up for a Republican and that Democrats are screaming to take Kavanaugh out of there. It's exactly what he should do and what the other side would do too.
Yeah, no, and they did. They've both done it, so no surprise there. All right, the war of words over the airwaves continues in the race for Kentucky governor. A new ad from Matt Bevin's campaign takes aim at Andy Beshear's stance on immigration, claiming that the Democratic challenger has a, quote, dangerous indifference toward criminal illegal immigrants.
Bevin says no to sanctuary cities, but Andy Beshear would allow illegal immigrants to swarm our state. Beshear would take Kentucky backwards.
Beshear calls the ad false, saying that as Attorney General, he has ensured that Kentucky does not have sanctuary cities. Meanwhile, Beshear is calling out Bevin on health care, saying that he refuses to support a bill to protect Kentuckians who have pre-existing conditions. All this comes as we've learned how much money the candidates have left going into the election. The governor has $1.6 million compared to Beshear's $1.3 million, although Bevin has spent much less, and much of it is his own money. Drew, immigration, it's a national topic. I highly doubt that either one of these guys want the criminal element of immigrants to be here. I hate that they just show a guy in handcuffs as if that's who's trying to get to the United States.
And we're a long way from our country's borders here in Kentucky, so this isn't at the top of our list. This looks to be Bevin trying to align with Trump and get those Trump voters so he can get back in office.
Yeah, and I think he still has most of the Trump voters. We'll see. All right, up next on Hey Kentucky, we'll check in with Kyle Tucker from The Athletic. He shares his thoughts on the state of UK football and basketball. Stay with us.